to Rhinebeck Purchases. I'm Devon, that's my sister Siobhan, and we're going to take you through our Rhinebeck weekend of 2022.
Yes, we are.
All right. Yes, we are. Okay. So we live, to kind of tell you guys about us, we are sister. She's my sister. I'm older. We don't need to know by how much or how old we are. But we live in central Massachusetts, which is about, 3 hours from Rhinebeck.
Depending on the route.
If you take the highways.
Mm-hmm.
So we enjoy taking the back roads, and it takes us 4 hours to get there. But we have a good time singing and chatting in the car. And that's how we get to Rhinebeck. So it's not that bad of a trip for us.
No, it's really not.
It's pretty, and it's like the perfect time of year to do it. It's beautiful. Yeah. It's beautiful going the back roads with all the colors changing. So we stayed. We've improved every year we have gone.
We have.
On our vacation. First year we were in RV. It was not good.
Do not recommend. We do not recommend booking like the week before.
Yeah, like unless you want to stay in an RV. Do it.
No, don't do it. Even if you are okay staying in an RV, the RV options are not good. Let's be honest. If it's a week before Rhinebeck, unless it's your own RV. Otherwise,
if you are an RV person and you know how small the bathroom is, how dimly lit it is, and how cold it is, go for it. Go for it.
I think also, I think location is important for that RV.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that was like my biggest issue, I think, was the creepy fucking neighbors.
Yeah. And so last year, because 2020 didn't happen. So in 2021, we prepped and it was like 4 months out. So we got a place, but it was far.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no curtains or mirrors.
There was one tiny mirror, like up here, because
like I could see my head in it, so Siobhan could see like her forehead, and that was it.
I mean, I've got a big forehead, but it was bad.
The place was super cute, super cute. It was far though. It was far.
Mm-hmm. But this year, it was kind of far this year too, because I think it was last year. I think we were more, I don't know, directions. So I don't know, but we were like on one side of the bridge, but further away. Whereas this time we were on the other side of the bridge, further from everything. You know what I mean? But not.
Well, we were on the same side as Kingston
last year.
This year, we didn't have to cross to go to Kingston.
Oh,
so we were on the same side as like everything we did on Friday.
Yes,
Ryan, the other side of the bridge.
That's yes.
And so,
listen, if you've never been to Rhinebeck, you're probably like no fucking clue what you're talking about. And
everything. We were 30 minutes from everything, which for us is not bad. Some people think that's the worst thing ever. 30 minutes for us is not bad.
Yeah.
So we wanted a place that was kind of like on its own. I think we wanted really to be on a lake. We have yet to make that happen.
Yeah.
So we thought we found this cute cabin in the woods.
We did. We found a cute cabin in the woods.
With the owners like right there.
Right there, which I think helped for like super anxious us.
Well, yeah, because we're down the street from the Transformations Life Center.
The Transformational Life Center, where you are recruited to be a student to change your entire life to follow the way of God, which FYI is not us.
Yeah, no, that wasn't us. So it was good. We had the house next to us.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
You would
not
never
that anyone's gonna like come and try to steal us to try to like transform us and all that, but
no, like I thought that was gonna happen. Like someone's gonna knock.
We'll get to Saturday night and really worry.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, so Thursday we got there, and is that when we went down to Brunette?
We did. We went to Brunette
because we had no food. So the good thing was there was a kitchen. Yeah. So there was running water, all that good stuff.
Because we have definitely stayed in a tiny house with no plumbing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did that event, and that was
almost exploded the tiny house a couple times trying to cook food. Yeah, but that's a whole different trip that we're not even going to get into.
We did off-grid living. We very much need running water and power.
Yeah. So we were very happy, I think, overall with this cabin.
Super. Yeah, it was great. It was great. There was no TV, but I came.
Yeah, Devon was well prepared. Devon was well prepared with all the electronics, even if we didn't use all of them. I, on a whim, brought my computer, so we hooked it all up with the projector. We got to watch. What did we watch on Thursday? Oh, we watched Wrexham, and we ate cheese and crackers.
Yeah, because we went. Yeah, because that's what we did. We went to Kingston, and we went to Brunette because we're like, oh, a wine bar with little cheese. We can do this. We're not those girls.
We are not those girls. If you are somebody who likes to like take Instagram worthy photos, if you like to just sit and chat for a very long time and not eat, if you don't bring I feel like you can't have anything with you either.
Enjoy wine. You will like this place. We don't like wine.
I mean, I don't mind wine, but yeah.
I like cheap pink wine. I like the cheap pink wine that people now call rosé. No, that was box of wine, Franzia. Like, that is what
slap a bag.
Like, slap the bag. Let's go.
That's how I drink. Not us. I don't even remember what we got to eat, but I feel like it was good. It just wasn't.
It was cheese. It was the cheese platter.
That's right. Oh my gosh, with the blue cheese. And we decided we are not blue cheese fans.
No, but I do love goat cheese.
Yeah, you did. You devoured that goat cheese.
That was good.
Yeah. So I think overall, I mean, it was an experience and it was something that we got to learn was not maybe for us, but we did not the wine bar for us.
Yeah. But then I remembered, hey, wait, I think there's a yarn shop opening in Kingston this weekend. And literally right around the corner was Yarn Farm Kingston. And so we went there.
And their soft launch had started at like 5:00 and it was like 6 by the time we were done. We're like, I don't think this could have been any more perfect. Let's go there. So,
yeah. So I did not get any yarn because I didn't really I was going to Rhinebeck this year to be inspired. So I was just looking for things. So I didn't buy yarn, but I did buy
my yarn. So
some lotion because I'm always looking for a good lotion. So I bought this. I don't know my camera.
You gotta like give it some shadow so we can see the label. No, be in front of it. Be in front of it. Yeah, there you go. There it is. Utopia. It smelled so good.
Lavender and sage. It's called the best hand cream ever. It's sheep's lanolin. That is what I've seen is probably the best thing is lanolin.
I get my yarn that I forgot my one skein that I got this night. Go ahead.
Yeah. The hand cream, I like this kind of hand cream because it's not greasy. So right when you work with your yarns, it makes your hands super soft and then my yarn doesn't get stuck to it. The only other kind of lotion I've used that I think also works just as good is lotion that's made from beeswax. A guy I used to work with has his own little beekeeping, and he makes honey and stuff. And he made some lotion, and oh my gosh, it was so good, so good. I do feel both of them though, both this and the wax based ones. It's in my hands and it's not greasy. I just feel like I should keep rubbing it in my mouth. That makes sense. Yeah. And then the other thing I got too was, oh boy, Lagusta's Luscious Caramel and Autumn Leaves.
Oh, I forgot about those.
These were good. Yeah, I still have a couple left. I didn't finish them yet. These are it was just like a pack of a variety pack of caramels and maple cream leaves. And they were really good.
They were the perfect fall flavors.
Yeah, it was great to have that. I don't know what we drank it with, but yeah. They're always vegan and truly ethical. All right, that's what I bought there.
And then this weekend, my goal was to shop for 2 sweaters, one for myself, which is the Green Gables sweater by Olga Patano. And then the other one was the Gold Star sweater oh, this is going to bother me, by Max the Knitter. That's his handle on Instagram. But I feel like his business has something else. And I'm never going to think of it, but maybe we'll put it in the description to update it and be accurate. Yeah. But so my goal was to buy one main color for my Green Gables sweater from like one person, and then the 3 other contrasting colors for the color work, one skein from like different vendors. And so when we went in, this yarn had spoke to me, and I felt like it was going to be one of the colors in my sweater. Lo and behold, I have now decided it'll be my first crochet project. And I think I'm going to do either a shawl or a cowl. And then I thought maybe a hat or something. But it's a DK weight. It's from Kelborn Woolens, and it's a Scout. And you can't really tell. It's like a marled, like rust with like almost golden brown marl in it. It's very, very pretty. It's very pretty. But when I found my main color for the Green Gables sweater, I was like, okay, maybe this isn't the right thing. So I'm not disappointed I bought it, but it now has a new intention. So if you have any crochet shawl or cowl patterns, put them in the comments, because I'm going to be looking for them once my sweaters are done. And that's what I got that night. Thursday.
Yeah. It was a pretty low key day because this year there was nothing on Thursday. For the weekend of everything was Friday.
Yeah, and last year Wool and Folk, it was their first year, and they hosted it on Thursday. So we had planned ahead, not knowing that we would travel on Thursday and attend Wool and Folk on Thursday, but they ended up moving it to Friday, which I think worked out for them, because it was everybody that I've been seeing who went on Friday raved about Wool and Folk. So,
and the weather was better too. It rained. It was kind of miserable. But the one thing we did too on the way home, and we totally missed out on, was Johnny Depp was in town.
Oh my God. Almost forgot.
There's massive traffic and it's downpouring. So I'm driving and I can feel like I can barely see. And next thing I was like, what is happening there? And Siobhan's like, Johnny Depp. I'm like, you're lying. She's like, no, it's
I just happened to look over at this theater, and all I saw on the very top of the marquee was Jeff Burke and Johnny Depp, Thursday, 7 p.m. Or was it 7:30, I think. And I was just like, what? And then we went down the street and we're like, let's go get some food. Let's figure out how much tickets are to see Johnny. Let's see if we can actually make this happen. And it was like, if you can find tickets, the face value was like $250 for the cheapest ticket, ranging up to like $7,000. And I'm like, okay, that was a fun little thought. It was a nice try.
We'll have to, I wrote, it was in Ulster, so we'll just have to look at that next year. See what's playing in case we miss out again.
Yeah.
So that was Thursday for us. And because we went to bed working on my Rhinebeck sweater. I think at that point I had finished the rib, the bottom hem of it, and I still had sleeves, because we were like, Friday, we're totally just going to walk around all these 4 festivals we plan on going to and knit the whole time.
Yeah.
So we woke up. Yep, that was our idea. We got up Friday and we headed straight to Indy.
We got up at 6:30. We kind of took our time getting ready, but we didn't need to rush because we had plenty of time to get to Indy.
Yeah, because it started at 10 and we had time tickets, which is kind of really nice. Mm-hmm. So it's not overcrowded, and especially right in the beginning, if you want to be there for something specific,
which we did,
yeah. So because we went early, I got us the tote bags.
Oh yeah.
So they were super cute.
Tons of free goodies too.
Yeah, it was a lot of free stuff. I'm still going through them all. But this was the bag that we got. I mean, it's a nice canvas too.
It is.
Stuff.
We got a ton of stitch markers. This one is from Mitchell Wool. Oh my gosh. She just joined the Fiber Collective. That's so exciting. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize it. So yeah, they gave us free stitch markers and a sticker, which I'm a huge fan of. What else did we get in here? We got tons of stickers. Oh, I had another stitch marker that I put on. I'm already using on one of my projects.
Yeah, we got like a skein of yarn.
Oh yeah,
from 29
mine
Bridges.
is in here from 29 Bridges Studio. Yeah. That was fun.
There's pencils.
Yep, that's funny. We both pulled it out. Oh, then I think this is like a tail keeper. I'm making up that name. I think it makes sense. But when you have like a tail of yarn in your project and it just keeps getting in the way, you can wrap it around here and like tuck it into the little like slit of a mouth and it'll just hold it in place.
Now I do it.
Yeah. Like, let's see. I've got yarn just laying around. We're going to try it out. Oh yeah, cute sticker. That's from Yarn Social.
Yeah, my bag's got all like jumbles.
I have a lot of yarn in mine right now. Yeah, see? So it just holds your tail of yarn. So, I mean, I'm the worst. What?
Why do you need to tail that long?
Well, that's the thing. I'm awful with casting on. I just casted on a project tonight and it called for, I think, 36 stitches and I measured it out and I literally had a tail this long. Whereas most of the time I have a tail this long and I will always mix them up. I'm not a cutter. I'm afraid to. I'd rather have the tail. I think I still have a tail on this hanging out.
I leave all mine in, but I cut it short.
Yeah, this one's short, but yeah, I thought that was cool because I would use it.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was for, so I don't know what I was going to do.
I just educated you. And then I know one of these soak samples is also from our indie bag, but I also got a sample from one of the vendors that I bought from Indie Untangled. So
yeah. Do you want to show what you got from Indie then?
Yeah. So I went to Indie because, well, the first year that we went to Indie, was it the first year or was it last year that we found plies?
Last year.
I think it was last year.
We put it Indie the first year.
Oh no, that's right. Because then we went to
know anything.
I've seen her at the Connecticut Sheep and Wool. And then I've seen her at New England as well. So that makes sense. Okay. Because I've bought from her multiple times. And I order online. So I went to go see Plies and Hellhounds. I absolutely love all of her colors. I just love her vibe. So, and she's local. She's in Connecticut, which isn't like super local, but it's local enough that I love to support her. So that's why I went there. I actually went to go get a different colorway called Hagstone. It's one of her new colorways and it's available for pre-order right now. And I'm like, I don't need it. I don't need it. It's not the right weight. I don't need it. So that's why I didn't get it for the main color of my Green Gables sweater. But this Thunder Moon, it's her pole DK, so it's a DK weight. It's just, you are never going to get the right color. But it's like, it's green. I love it. It's just such a pretty color. You'll have to follow me on Instagram to be able to see the progress and to get a better idea of what it looks like. And then the other yarn I got, this is from Verse Yarns, and I didn't know who she was until I saw her booth at Indie. And this color is the color for my husband. Like, this is the perfect color for him. So I got this for his main color for the Gold Star sweater that I'm going to knit for him. And this was actually the color I was looking for. So the fact she had it in the weight I needed, I just ran and I got it. And I've been kind of interacting with her on social media since then. And she's absolutely lovely. So go and find Verse Yarns and you can follow her as well. And what did you get at Indie? Because that's all I got.
So I'm a huge fan of Plies and Hellhound. Last time I saw her again was the Connecticut Sheep and Wool, and I thought I would, because we were going to make a half and half wrap in time for Rhinebeck. I don't think either one of us I bought 6 skeins. I didn't even finish one skein of this project.
I think I'm like maybe an inch and a half in.
The yarn, I took her Selkie base on these 2 beautiful colors. I can't just sit and knit. Like, it's a good,
Literally
like, when
knit.
I need, like, okay, there's a show I really want to watch, but, like, I need to keep my hands busy. That's what I'm going to work on. Because one row is going to take you an entire hour.
Oh, yeah. It's what, like, almost 300 stitches?
Yeah, like, it's not fun.
It's a lot.
I don't enjoy it.
They are going, because we both got the same yarn for the half and half, like different colors, because we're good like that. But it is going to be luxurious when it's done. It is going to be epic. But it's going to be like 4 years. Sorry, go ahead.
That I did. I wanted to do, I made 1 pair of socks. So that means I'm going to make more. I really liked the pattern I used, and because they're shorties. And so I feel like I'll actually wear them, and I want a dark color sock because I don't even know where they are. Like these super bright ones to wear from Rhinebeck. And we didn't even go to the event. I was going to wear them too. But she has this brown leather bound. So she's like dark colors, like more literary colors too.
Yeah.
And which I like. So
I'm pretty sure her bases are named after like literary influencers. So like authors and poets and things.
Yeah. Cause I think if we knew more about that stuff, we would get more.
Yeah. 100%. We are not readers.
I wish I was a book person, but I'm not. Me too. And then I got this, which
love that.
A tweed Mo Night and Dawn. Mo Night and Dawn. I botched that. But I thought these 2 together would make really pretty socks.
Mm-hmm. They will.
They will.
And one of them,
and because they're shorties, I can probably get 2 pairs and get fun little different colors.
I was going to say, are you going to use that darker brown for the toe and the heel, or?
And in the first version I do, yes. Yeah. But there's 2 versions in the shorty sock set there's 3 patterns in the shorty sock set. One is the first one I did, which is the frill. So it has a little ruffle at the very top of it. And then the other 2, one is just a natural, a short sock. And then the other one is called a pom-pom, and it's more of an athletic one where it has a tighter rib around it. So I want to use both of these in that and see what those do.
Yeah, good idea.
And then the other place that I bought from, I was so excited, the Wandering Flock.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I forgot.
She is out of New York, I believe. And Brooklyn. And I made the ripple halter out of her neon green base. No, neon green color. The base is just a merino extra fingering. So I went, and her colors are stunning. Just absolutely gorgeous pastels, and just they all complement one another. And her yarn last year was at the Perfect Blend yarn shop. And last year, the sweater that was there was this beautiful, purple and green. It has haunted me for an entire year. I didn't buy the yarn for it because I'm not making a mohair sweater. That will be hilarious in 10 minutes. So instead I bought mohair a single because I want to make a Sophie scarf because I didn't get mine done in time for Rhinebeck. And she also had beret number 1 from All My Favorite Things as part of this too. And I should have enough to do both and look like a classy French lady.
Yep.
And it's going to just be beautiful.
Well, so I forgot mine downstairs.
That's what I got.
My Sophie scarf. She just came out, the same designer just came out with the Sophie shawl.
Yes.
So,
everything she does is fantastic.
Yeah, but I finished my Sophie scarf, and I used a skein of that the fingering weight from Wandering Flock, and I held it double, Devon, with the contrast color that I used. Of course, I feel so unprepared because I don't have anything that I'm now talking about. But the contrast color for my bouquet sweater that I wore to Rhinebeck, I held those together to make my Sophie scarf. And it is bright, but also not, it just doesn't feel quite as obnoxious. Her neons, you know, they're very bright, but subtly bright. It's amazing.
Yeah, but this, when I saw Neon Kelly, I wanted to make this for the Floxy event, the 70s, and I was like, I'll never wear it again. But I wear it all the time, actually, because the color is absolutely beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
So then Indy was great. We left there and went just to the town of Saugerties. So we went to the Perfect Blend tea shop, yarn shop. There, I was really excited because Sorella was there. And Two of Wands was there. And I freaked out so much I couldn't even say hi to either one of them and tell them how much I for all of their designs and yarn.
She tried to say hi, and then she immediately was like, never mind, and just kept walking into another room. So she avoided that.
Like, someone was talking to her, and I'm like, I feel like I'm in line right now. That's really awkward. I shouldn't do that. And so I panicked, and I checked out the yarn. So I actually pre-ordered the Sorella Autumn in New York collection that was from Two of Wands. So they were all there with their crocheted sweaters on, because I want to crochet a sweater. How about that? So I'm waiting for mine to come in. I also bought, I think as part of that, her soak, she does a wool wash, and it's like, and it was some autumn smell. So I just bought whatever that was. Yes, I'm still kind of waiting for that to come in. So that's a bummer. Because
when did you order that?
I don't know. It was a pre-order.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, it was like, I knew it was going to take a while. Like, I feel like it should be shipping now.
Yeah.
It's
probably,
it'll be a surprise whenever I get it. So I love that yarn shop. We usually do that yarn shop on Sunday.
Yes.
And that's when we buy. But this literally the second thing we went to. So I'm like, I don't want to spend all my there.
And I feel like a lot of people were doing the same thing where they were like getting into the shop, even though maybe they didn't want that. It was a lot of people.
Yeah. And Emma's yarn was also there too. So she's out of Florida. So it's just so nice to see the colors in the yarn and touch it in person that I always see online. Because I like to touch things.
Yeah.
I like to see it. I like to understand the color. I don't want to know if my monitor messed the color up type thing.
Right.
So to see it in person is huge for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And then what did we do after that? I feel like we got lunch. We ate somewhere at a very cute shop. Why am I blanking on it?
I don't know. Because we randomly found it in the town. We didn't have a plan for it.
Yeah.
It was like, remember we sat at the bar and then we had to order at the register to sit at the bar.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was like a little cafe. And we saw your twin in green. That's right. Yep. Devon was wearing, so she had her ripple halter on it. And Indy, at Indy Untangled, Devon had her ripple halter on. Plus she had her autumn.
My sleeveless something.
Yeah. What is that? That's from Two of Wands and Lions brand.
Yep. I love this. Yeah. I had this.
For academic.
With the green over it.
Yeah. So she was super layered up. And at Indy, when we got to Wandering Flock, I was like, no, she's wearing your yarn underneath. And the girl was like, you need to strip down right now. Like, we need to take a picture. So Devon did. She just slowly stripped down in the middle of the booth to take a photo. It was wonderful.
Yep. Straight panicked.
Yeah. Yeah, but while we were eating lunch at the bar, there was a girl who had a Corinne cardigan as well, but it was in green. So they kind of bonded awkwardly.
Yeah.
If that was you, hey!
Yeah. And she told me about the knit collage meetups. That was good. That
was very helpful because we were not tracking that. We did not track. I think that was the one thing that made this year so less stressful. And I guess we can get to it after, is just not being so strict with our time. I mean, I think we were on Friday because we had to be with Indy.
Yeah. Indy, we had a time ticket, and then at Cake, we had a time ticket.
Yeah.
So and it was a weird time. So we went to Socrates for lunch and did the yarn shop, and then we did cake next.
And our ticket was for 2:00, so we got there right in time for that.
Did we buy anything there?
Yeah, we did. Wobble gobble.
Oh gosh, I keep forgetting that.
Gosh, it was just, there was a lot at cake that was like intriguing, but not so much that I was going to buy anything. You know.
A lot of things.
You picked up a lot and you convinced yourself out of a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because again, I was like, well, what about, I can't buy it. Because I felt like last year I spent all my money at cake.
Yeah, you did. I think you did.
And then Rhinebeck, like, oh shit, I didn't buy anything on my list.
Yeah.
I didn't buy anything for me. And I literally bought, I think, 2 sweaters weight quantity of yarn from cake last year.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
that was from Forever Doylestown last year. Yeah,
because I bought from Wobble like her colors are beautiful.
They're stunning. Yeah.
So this is the pink. Show yours, maybe it'll show better because we literally bought the
same thing. It is. It's the exact same color. Mine is super washed out.
I can't show how just absolutely gorgeous it is because mine is sock weight because I'm a
little more accurate.
Yeah, that looks way better than mine. I can't get it to look good.
It's like this pink.
It's like a beautiful pink, yeah.
With like, oh, there it is, gold, and like I even have blue speckles, like green and gold.
I have some greens.
Does yours have a color name on it? Because mine doesn't.
That's what I was just looking for. Country sock.
No.
Is the type of yarn. No, I don't know.
Mine's Marina Sport.
Because I'm a sock knitter now. Because I made one. I bought more stock yarn.
Yeah. This will be one of the colors in my
so beautiful together.
Green Gables. I mean, I'm like, maybe I can get it.
And I feel like your green inspired me to buy this green from Wobble Gobble.
Oh yeah, because it was almost exactly the same. Yours has like a couple more speckles, like contrasting speckles, which is nice.
Bulky hat out of this.
Yeah.
Take me a few hours and I'll have a new hat for the winter.
Yeah, she had very, very nice. The colors were just
so, just very pretty.
Yeah. And like classic, you know what I mean? It was like just so nice. Yeah. I think it could go with really any type of pattern.
Yeah, and it was nice because I got to see Chelsea Yarns was there.
Summer Camp Fibers was there, who I did a sample knit for. So that was fun seeing her.
The Mermaid's Pearl, which is how we heard about cake last year.
Yeah.
So that is the yarn shop we traveled 2 hours to go to because it's the only one near us.
Local.
Yeah, it's local. Yeah, it's really tough to find a good yarn shop.
I think they're starting to slowly pop up around us. You know, we have one in Holden, which I haven't visited yet because I haven't heard much about it, but I know it's there. So
it is. I've been.
Yeah, I feel like it's more commercial versus the indie.
I don't know how to. Yeah. Yes, it is.
And that's what we like. We like to support small makers. And so it's hard to say we don't want to support a local yarn shop, but
no, but I think it's more, they also have specific types of yarn, like the wool, specific types of wool that they sell too. Mm-hmm. So it's not usually the indie stuff that you find is on those types of bases. So those are the little yarn shops. Those are the little yarn shops that we're looking for that have like the indie dyers that are a little bit more out there versus the traditional things that you can find like at Webb's. We're close enough to Webb's that we can go there and pick up whatever we need in the garage in their discount section, or we can order it online and it'll be here in a week. Yeah, I feel like you're getting a little better about indie stuff at Webb's too. Yeah, I agree. And then after cake, we went over to Woolen Folk. Was that everything about cake? What? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I would say Woolen Folk was a very nice event. They're all very nice events. They are. But Woolen Folk, I don't know. I think it was the venue, really, that took me away. I think it's called the Brickyard or something. And it was the Hutton. It was absolutely gorgeous. Hutton Brickyard? Hutton Yeah, I think is what it was. It was gorgeous. There was a huge pavilion with music and picnic table, plenty of seating.
And it was right
I
on the river. It was just
right. It was beautiful. The weather was perfect. Even if it was bad weather, all the vendors would have been covered.
Yeah,
underneath.
it would have been fine. Yep.
It was a really nice venue, and there was a ton of
And there were
vendors.
a lot of vendors. It
was overwhelming.
Yeah. And I will say there are a couple of vendors that I've heard from that said the same thing, where they were like, I wanted to enjoy the day, but it was just so much, like not in a bad way, but just in I need a couple days to recover now, because that was just a lot going on.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, everyone was at one of these 3 events on Friday. Like every indie dyer that I feel like I know about was there.
Yeah.
Because at Woolen Folk, you had the Brooklyn General Store was there with just La Bien Ami. I mean, I had more La Bien Ami bases I had never seen in person before.
Yeah.
You know, Lamb and Kid.
We've been wanting to see them. Yep.
See why people flock to this yarn now. Who is the one that you bought from? The very first
I bought from Little Fox Yarns.
Yep.
I got, which is fun. I bought this contrast color or this yellow. I got it for the Gold Star sweater. And as I was standing in line to buy it, I'm like so thrilled with myself because I know it's going to go so well with this blue. And I'm standing in line and I just happen to look up and there's Max, like right across the room. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm buying yarn for your sweater right now. I couldn't believe it. So once I got it, I grabbed Devon. I was like, we need to go find him. I need to just go say hi. And I did. I was so proud of myself. And I think that started to help us build up our confidence that like we can go say hi and people aren't going to shun us and think we're weird, because that's what everybody is doing. So I bought from Little Fox Yarns. I feel like I bought from somebody else there too, but I think
You did. You bought another yellow for your Green Gable from the
Oh my gosh, yes, I did, from Ritual Dyes.
Dyes. I'm like, I can't think of the name. It was the first booth we walked in because
because she was
stunning. I can't think of what right now, but it is stunning.
Well, she was there with the farmer's daughter, who I follow because I went to Montana that one time. I went to Great Falls, and that's where she opened her store this past year. It was like within the past year, because I went there last August. And then I had bought you some stuff for Christmas from Ritual Dyes. And so I was really happy with the process and all that. And so when I found this, I then had my third of 4 colors for my Green Gables sweater. And again, I think it's just going to be so pretty. So pretty. So that was all of my, right?
Yeah.
My Woolen Folk.
I can't even think who else was there.
It was so many. And then we decided to get drinks and go sit and knit on the river. Oh yeah, I need to get the pattern for that. So Neutrino was one of the sponsors, and we love Neutrino. They are a sister duo just like us. They are engineer-minded, very creative, and they have their own app. So they work with designers and with farms, and they make sure that all of the people that they work with are fairly compensated for their collaboration, and they put the patterns onto their app. And it is like the best app, especially I think all of their patterns are color work or at least lace or something, you know, they have intricacies to them. And so their app is designed to walk you through row by row, stitch by stitch, every single thing. I mean, it is
Knit Companion already programmed for you. Like if you use Knit Companion and program it, so it like, here's my chart and it will help you after you this already has it uploaded in there, and it does. You press next, and you can change if you're using contrast color green in the pattern's blue. You can literally change yours to be green, so your changes to be the same color that your pattern is going to go. It is. I used that because I did a mystery knit along.
Oh yeah, that was how we found out about them.
And Lewis. I can't think of his last name. It was just this beautiful cowl, and it was a mystery. So I didn't know what yarn was being used, and I didn't know what the pattern was. All I knew was I loved Lewis and Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, they can't steer me wrong with an amazing app in between. So
yeah.
So I got at Woolen Folk from the Botanical Yarn, which is out of the UK. Mm-hmm. They also have beautiful yarn. I spent way too much time looking at their variations of pink. And they had this blouse hanging from the rafters.
Here's the funny story.
The cloud bow. So I said, I'm not. So last year was mohair and fingering weight held together sweater. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing mohair. So instead, I bought 3 skeins of mohair to make a full mohair single string held once blouse.
And not only that, it's a blouse that is pieced and needs to be seamed together, which
I'm pretty sure it's constructed.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like she was saying.
Yeah. Like I deserve a gold medal when I finish, if and when I finish this.
What do you think you'll finish first? That or the half and half?
The half and half. With confidence.
I don't know. I think I would be
the thought of winding this yarn.
That's where I was just gonna go. I was like, I'd be excited to knit with that, but not to wind it. I hand wound mine. I hand wound my mohair, which is in this, which was from Plies and Hellhounds. It's Opia, and the under yarn is just like almost like a cream color with speckles of green. It's just, anyways. I hand wound that, and I was like, this is a lot easier to work with than Devon was making it seem. I don't hate this. I was prepared for the worst, ready to burn it. And I was like, meh, sticky, but.
I think when it's held with something else, it's not bad. Because I am working on, from 2019, Emma's yarn I bought at the Perfect Blend. Foxy Lady, because I loved the name of it.
Yep.
This orange, to make the Dianophis from Jessie May's, the V-neck sweater. So I don't wear V-neck, so let me knit myself a V-neck sweater with mohair. One sleeve is done.
One sleeve of the whole thing. One sleeve.
No, I knit the whole body.
Oh, okay.
I still have one sleeve to go. It's been 3 years.
I mean, that's pretty good for you.
Not bad. It's not bad.
Not
I know.
Bad. I'm impressed.
It's because I'm at the sleeves and it's a single strand on size 9s. And I really want to stab myself in the face every time I look at it. Because it's not, I just need to be okay with mohair.
Yeah.
It doesn't look nice. My tension's all messed up with it. I don't get the same nice stitches.
So we're going to go ahead and do a whole mohair sweater.
Whole mohair sweater. Whole thing. It'll be fine.
Fingers are crossed for you. All of my fingers are crossed for you.
We'll see. Like I said, let's see how long it takes me to wind the yarn up.
Yeah. So at the end of Woolen Folk, I mean, we sat and we had some drinks, which was great to sit on the water and just kind of hang out. And then we headed back. And Friday, so the other event that we actually had tickets for was Floxy, was their roller skating party. But Woolen Folk got over at 7, and we left when they were closing. Like, we sat and we just knit. And I think that's when Floxy was starting. And by the time we were done, we were like, we just want to go home and put our feet up.
Yeah, we didn't want to go on anything this year. So we literally signed up for everything.
And now, of course, I kind of have FOMO. Like, I was like, maybe we should have gone for an hour. But then I think about it and I'm like, we wouldn't have knit. And we had to go home and we had to knit because we had sweaters that weren't done for the next day.
I had to put sleeves on my sweater.
Yeah, I had to keep knitting the damn sleeves on my sweater. It just... And we were up until midnight, I think.
At least. And then we got up early to finish them.
Yeah. So...
We finished.
We did, sort of. I keep being like, I need to fix my sleeves.
I kind of like mine. I wore mine yesterday again to work. And I was like, you know what? I kind of like this length.
I wore mine yesterday as well. And the sleeves did not stay rolled up like they did at Rhinebeck. So that was like solidifying that I really need to finish the sleeves the right way. And I was kind of cold.
Mine needs a very good blocking.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I got my steamer today.
It keeps riding. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
By the end of the day yesterday, I was over winter.
Yeah. That's funny because that's like how I was yesterday. I was just kind of over it by the time I had worn it for a while. But so when we were done with them, Devon brought her steamer with her so we could block them, thankfully, because we had done the bouquet. Do you have yours with you? The bouquet sweater? So you can show it. So we had both done the same sweater, but my body is gray and it has like a pink fuzzy thinnerish yarn for the contrast. But it's all color work. So there was a decent amount of puckering for both of us throughout all of it. Devon, no offense, Devon's was way worse than mine.
The puckering is someone noticed it.
Oh my God, somebody stopped her. I forgot about this. And they were so impressed. They were like, what is that design in it? And she's like, oh, it's
wow, look at this. Look at this right here. That's so cool. How did you do that? I'm like, that's my awful tension when I had to increase. These women, like they're at Rhinebeck's. Now we're going to go to Saturday. They were there and maybe they just live there. They did not know what Rhinebeck was, like what it means to like the knitters. And so she like stops me. She's talking about it. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, and you do all of this. And like, I'm like, yeah, it's color work. And I show her the inside and like all what these women, they had no idea. And I was just like, the one thing, like I was texting Siobhan as I'm making this and I'm like, I don't know if I want to finish. The puckering is really killing me. The puckering is never going to come out. Siobhan's like, don't worry, no one will ever notice. Except for the two women who don't knit, who think it's a cool texture.
Yeah, it was like a cool design feature somehow.
Yeah. But like what's bothering me the most is like, does it look blue up here to you?
I think that's only because you have all of the strands floating behind. Did you caught those strands, right? So but you can see you can see some of my pink, and I don't think that's because.
But I think it's because during those sections, I'm like. So the other thing was I wanted to make the Sophie scarf out of the blue. I did it for 2 hours. My hands were completely blue.
I don't even think it was 2 hours.
Not even. Maybe.
I think it was maybe 30 minutes. Honestly, it was like.
I was blue like a Smurf. And so part of me is just wondering if this is just from carrying it in my fingers and it actually turned it. Because I'm so nervous to give this a full blocking.
I'm telling you, these colors, color sheets, you put it in the sink with it. It is anything that bleeds. It's going to get pulled right into that sheet. I really think it will be okay.
I just need to wear it a few more times before I ruin it.
Okay. I hear that. I totally hear that. Yeah.
Because this took way too long and it's so nice. And I will never make another one. Never, ever will I make another one.
Honestly, how long did it really take us though, Devon? I feel like we did the bulk of it the last 2 weeks.
Hold on. I can answer this question.
Because I started it and then I put it down so I could do the summer camp fibers sweater. And that took me it took me 5.5 weeks, but she got it by the beginning of week 6. And then I picked that back up.
It's roughly 36 hours to make this sweater.
I don't know what that means.
Her knit companion. It's probably more than that, probably over 40 because I don't think I timed myself when I made the sleeves. But
you
chart
can
work
time
was
yourself in knit companion. I feel like you need to do a whole
whenever it's on, it's timing you. So as long as you have it on, it is timing you in your project. So that's what I mean. Like my sleeves, I didn't have it on. So that's why I can say with confidence, the chart work took me 36 hours to do. That's what I love this app. I'll have to do like a video just on knit.
Yeah, because I'm like, what?
Yeah, there's way more than I even know how to do.
Do you think that this is totally off topic, the iPhone and the Android app is going to be different?
I have no idea.
Because I really don't have, I don't even know how to just get features. The only buttons I have, we can't do this right now, but the only buttons I have are to like get rid of the sidebars. That's it. I have no other button.
You should have sat next to me when I said, hey, do you want to see how I set up my Sophie scarf?
Yeah.
Or whatever I set up, probably my loopy project. You should have sat next to me when I said to. But this is what we made for Rhinebeck.
Yeah. So Rhinebeck, yeah. We had somebody stop you to compliment your puckering. But the first tent that we stopped at was like a discount tent. These people apparently bought out a yarn shop or yarn company, and so they brought all of this yarn. It was $5 or less. Yeah. So go ahead.
I bought 2 bulky weights, 2 for $5 because I'm like, well, I'll make a hat.
And that's what I did. I was like, well, I can buy yarn for a hat. So I bought 4 different skeins.
Yeah. And then this was interesting
I literally saw that and I was like, I need to give this to Devon. She'll totally.
Yeah. Because it's LL Bean leftover yarn.
From their socks.
From their socks. Yeah. With heated activated lycra.
Yeah. So it be fancy.
Birth date 9/27/22. It's interesting. I bought 2 of those. It's stunk because it was only the same color. It's like this red and red. But I mean, they make good socks.
They do. So, and then I got these are my bulky weight, 1 for each child / husband for hat. So I was pleased with that. And then I also got some worsted weight yarn because that's going to be used in the Gold Star sweater with, oh gosh, I almost dropped it. With this blue and this yellow, I think it's just a good complementing neutral color. And it was $5. So I was like, well, here you go, husband. That's perfect for you. I'm pretty pleased. So his sweater got, like, his colors for his sweater got checked off right at the beginning of Rhinebeck, and I was very happy with that. So,
yeah.
And then we just went through all of the barns, which if you go to Rhinebeck, I feel like if you plan on shopping at Rhinebeck, I've heard from people as well that shopping at Rhinebeck was impossible. And it is very busy, especially on Saturdays, or especially on that Saturday. And it can be hard. I mean, there are a lot of times where Devon would be in a booth and I would just go find like the next empty stall and just stand and wait until she was done, because there are a lot of people and you're kind of in the way if you're just standing and not actually shopping. So if that's you, number one, if you're not actually shopping, get out of the way. There's plenty of places for you to stand. So that way people can get in and actually look and shop. And if you're shopping, don't be like Devon and use your voice and say, excuse me, and push your way through to find the yarns that you need. Because it can be really crowded.
It is. It's very crowded.
But I think we went through most of the barns the first, like, one time around. Yep. And then we knew, if we saw something, we were like, okay, let's keep it in mind. But if there was something where it was like, we need this, then we were buying it. Because you never know if it's going to be there if you don't get it the first time you see it at Rhinebeck.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you get?
What did I buy at Rhinebeck?
Did you get anything? Oh, you got.
I didn't buy a lot of yarn.
No.
I have this weird thing. I love stuff to put on shelves.
Trinkets.
So I bought myself a shelf. Yeah, I bought a shelf doll. Like something my mother would have done. I think it's technically a puppet, but I just thought she was super cute. And it'll look really cute on a shelf.
And I think from the same vendor, I got some felt masks for my kids. So one of them is a fox and one of them is a coyote or a wolf. And so they're really cute, just felted, like, eye mask things, with a simple tie. And they've been I gave that to them when I got home. I was debating saving it. Yep, mine is downstairs as well.
Yeah, we each got a tea towel. Our mother's favorite bird was the chickadee.
Yeah.
Like we're old enough to have our screen name, our first screen name, our mother made us share with her, and we were the Chick Andy.
Chick Andy.
And is Siobhan, D for Devon. So yeah, because we were always her chickadees.
Yep.
So we got that, and it was in a nest.
Yeah, and the ball of yarn, obviously we're knitters, but I think it was also like a good little nod to Gramma, you know, mom and Gramma together. I thought that was really cute. Yeah. So we each got one of those. And that was one of the barns that we like marked off in our mind. And we're like, we need to come back to it. And we did. And I was glad we did.
This is a funny story. So I bought this because I'm like, oh, I want the knitting coffee. I've heard of this a lot. It's beans. So I bought, we had to go to the grocery store just so I could get a grinder so we could try it. Yeah. Funny story, fun. I only have a K-cup machine.
You don't have reusable K-cups? Oh, I bet I still have those.
That one doesn't fit in the kind that I have. So I'm going to have to bring this coffee to work maybe? I don't even know how to drink that.
I was going to say, you can bring it to me. I'll drink it.
If I'm really going to have to buy a new coffee maker.
Yeah, you are. Well, so here's a fun fact for you. How we make coffee at my house is we use a flower vase, first of all, and we use a reusable filter. Yeah, we made a pour over. We just have like a filter, like a coffee filter, and we put a paper filter inside of it, and then we sit that on top of the vase, and we grind up our beans and pour over. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I feel like I did my honorary. I went to Rhinebeck, so I bought from Loopy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah. It's very you. It's very you.
Especially once you see it in person. Again, I have to see it in person.
Yeah.
Because I have seen this yarn online, and I believe I even saw this sweater, the ballerina cardigan.
I definitely have.
And they had it in pink, and I was like, do I get it in pink or do I get it in this lovely blue? So I went with the blue because blue and pink still go together. And I have a lot of pink for everything.
As your Rhinebeck sweater shows. Yeah, it's just like a creamy white with
like blue plates.
Like denim speckles.
Yeah, pretty much. It's exactly. It's like it'll look beautiful with jeans. So this is what it's starting off as. So I decided I'd make the small to medium size and still cast it on the extra small size and didn't realize it until I was halfway through the first half. So I am just going to make the extra small size around, but the small length this way. So I think
that'll work
better for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm very small.
You are.
And very long.
And I feel like the construction of it is very forgiving. It's
a wrap style cardigan, and it's knit on size 10. So for me to get a gauge, I have to do a size 9. But then the sleeves are size 17. So they're big, like these big billowy. It's gonna just be so pretty. It's gonna be so pretty. I can't wait. So this is the first half of it. I already finished the first half.
Wow, you blew!
Yeah, it goes so quick. It goes so quick though.
Mm-hmm.
It's their worsted. It's their dream yarn. So yeah, this is how it'll wrap around me. It's like going to be the right size.
Yeah, looks good.
So that's what I got at Rhinebeck. I did not buy that much.
I think all I bought at Rhinebeck was I knew I wanted to go to Primrose yarn because my Anne of Green Gables sweater, again, the designer is Olga Patano, and she partners with Primrose for pretty much all of her designs. And so I was like, I need to at least get my 4th color from them, I feel like. And I had heard that she was going to be at their booth. And funny enough, so I walk up to the booth, and I'm not even in the booth. I can see the color through the grates of their shelves. And I just walk over and I pick it up and I'm like, guys, this is it. And I went and I stood in line. And as I was walking to get in line, Olga was standing looking at their yarn. And it looked more like she was shopping, like she was by herself. You know, she wasn't talking with anybody. And so I felt I just didn't want to interrupt her at that point. And there were a lot of people in that booth. So, and in that barn in general. So I just went up to the front, but this was the color that I got. It's called Cypress. I was like, I don't know if there's a name on it. So all of my colors together, I think it just needed like something dark to really pull it together, but it's still like that greenish, tealish hue that it's going to look so good. And so when we were done there, I walked by Olga again and we made eye contact and I like intentionally said hi, like, hey, I know who you are. And I want to talk to you if you engage with me. And she did. And so I told her, I just went to Primrose and I got the last of the yarn I need to make my Green Gables sweater. And I got to show her it. And she complimented my color scheme. She said it's really similar to like the design inspirations that she used too. So I felt really good being able to meet both of the knitters or both of the designers for the sweaters I was shopping for and get all of the yarn in the way that I did, the way I wanted to, spreading it out across the whole week or the 2 days and all of the events. I thought that was really exciting. So,
yeah.
What did we do after that? Oh, then we went and got dinner. Didn't we?
I have no idea. I mean, we had to have.
That was what, Saturday?
Saturday, yeah.
Devon, yeah, we went to the bar Saturday night.
Oh my God. Oh my God. How could I forget this? Oh my Lord.
So down the street from us, we're just going to start this off. Down the street from us was the haunted mansion. It was the headless horseman right down the street. And every time we drove by, we're like, that's fun. See you later.
No, not for us.
So we were looking for a place to eat and we found this pizzeria. Paulina. So we thought we'll pull in and we'll go in, and Siobhan led the way into the bar side.
We also had to use a bathroom.
It was it was almost like, are we going to go back to the house and then go eat? And we're like, we can't do that. We need to go eat. They will have a bathroom in whatever restaurant we go into. So yeah, we led the charge into the small bar. It was not a very large bar. And for the amount of people that were in there, it felt full. Like there was 4, 5, 6 people before us, plus the bartender.
I walked in, I saw how small it was. I'm like, we can leave.
She was
been around. Siobhan's going to engage with the bar folk.
She literally looked at me. She's like, do we want to do this? And then the man sitting at the bar, which we are just going to nickname Exuberant Man. If this is you, I'm not even sorry. You were so exuberant. Thank you for making me feel welcome. You did not make Devon feel welcome, as you know. No. She was ready to turn and leave, and he started talking to me. So I started talking back. And yeah, he asked if we were here for the headless.
The headless.
And I immediately knew what he was talking about, and Devon did not. So when I said, oh God, no, we're here for the yarn festival, Devon's sitting there like, what the fuck are they talking about?
I turned like 10 shades of red because I'm like, what? You were just going to openly tell these people? Because in my mind, like, what are you here for? I'm like, food. I am here for food. I have to go to the bathroom and I am hungry. And this man is asking me about headless. So in my mind, I'm like, what God's name band named Headless are we about to listen to? Like, and Siobhan's over here telling him, no, we're here for yarn. And then this other man in his 50s, 60s chimes in and goes, my mother went to that. I am dying because I have to pee so bad. And then the guy goes, how come she's like totally okay admitting she's at a yarn shop and you're like totally embarrassed that you're talking about yarn? And I'm like, I just have to pee. Like, oh my God. And I'm like,
Devon didn't have words though. She just could not form words. It was very much
and I'm sure I looked very judging because these are not type of like,
And then he asked us, do you want a bar vibe or a restaurant vibe? And I'm like, I just want food, and we just want food and drinks. That's all we want. So he's like, come on up and sit at the bar with me. So at this point, I think it was at that point when he said, come up here and sit. Here's the bartender, introduced us to the bartender saying she'll take great care of us. We were on the same page. This is the bar owner. He owns this bar. He is just getting business. Okay, fine. We will sit, give us food, give us drinks.
I just want it to be said that Siobhan promised me I wouldn't have to people anymore. And she puts me next to the man. Not only does she make us sit, I have to sit next to him. So I put my stuff down and I'm like, I need to use the bathroom. Where is it? I promise you I'll be more entertaining once I come back.
So now while Devon's in the bathroom, this is what I experienced. A second group of people comes in, and they are in their early 20s. They have to be over 21 because they're in a fucking bar. But I'm not convinced. They were like maybe 20. And they are coming from New Jersey to come to the Headless Horseman. They are doing the Haunted Hayride. They have confirmed this. They are hype. This is gonna slap. That's what the kids say. Like, they are 100% in. And so the man greets them the exact same way he greeted us. Asks them what they're here for, where they're from, what kind of atmosphere do they want. And they kind of stuttered on what kind of atmosphere they wanted. Just barely stuttered enough that he started to kind of yell at them to be like, that's not what I asked you. You're not being straightforward enough with me. I don't know what to do. Just sit down. Just go sit at this table, essentially. And so they did. And then Devon came out and I said, I'm going to the bathroom now. I sat there like, God, just stare at my menu. Do not engage. Get these people out of here. Maybe I made the mistake. I need to pee. So I go to the bathroom and enters Devon. And this was her experience.
So I can hear him talking. The girl, there were couples. There had to have been 2 girls and 2 guys. I'm assuming they were couples. And the girls have managed to solely pass the boys off to this man. They have just, like, we women, we...
Can I go back really quickly?
Know how to, like, cut a conversation off, and that's what these 2 girls did.
Hold
the boys, though, still...
Hold on. Before they sat at the table, they tried to sit next to me. They tried to sit in the 3 seats next to me. And when he finally, one of the boys, because I refused to engage. I didn't even want to say there's somebody sitting here until he said, oh, there are bags here. Is somebody here? And I said, yeah, she's in the bathroom. And then they were like, oh. And that's when they sat at the table. Okay, go ahead.
So the girls have cut the 2 boys off. And somehow they continue to talk about the hayride because they're going, well, is it scary? Am I going to be scared? Like, blah, blah, blah. And I find out that these 2 guys are in the show. So
not a bar owner.
And they're like the final. So they are at this bar just to get food. They get their food and then off to work they go. Off to work. So I was just like, who was this man that made it feel like he owned the bar, made us sit at this thing? And so now we're sitting there, we're knitting, we're watching the baseball game, the Astros, and I forget who they were playing, go to the 18th inning. We're watching that, and now the townies at the bar have to engage. And so they already know I don't talk. So they try speaking to Siobhan, and Siobhan is beyond words rude. Like, I couldn't even handle how rude you were being, that I'm trying to because like, they're like, are you knitting? And she just, yup.
I was fucking counting. I was counting.
And then they asked, what skill level are you? Are you like a master? And I forgot what you said. One word, that's not how it works. I'm like,
I was very confused. No. Just like you were confused. In my defense, you were confused about the headless. I was confused on what level knitter I was. And I looked at her and I'm like, I'm waiting for more context. So she did. She was like, there are masters who can work with more than one color. And I'm like, well, we made our sweaters. And they're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And I'm like, I cannot.
Yeah. So they keep talking to us and stuff. And the craziest thing was there was the guy that was sitting there. And she's trying to say, like, I can't believe you don't know the B-52s. And starts going through the list of the B-52 songs and never once says Love Shack. I'm like, the man is our age. And I just want to be like, dude, do you know Love Shack? Then you know the B-52s. So she goes up to the jukebox and then plays a whole F-ton of B-52 songs. But
except for Love Shack.
But you're at a bar, and therefore when they shut the jukebox off, and if people's songs haven't finished playing, when they turn the jukebox back on, their songs play. So none of the songs she has picked is playing. So now she's on her phone trying to play some B-50. You don't know Rome from the B-52s? I'm just like, fucking Love Shack. Love Shack. How is this not your number one answer?
They were trying to sing. They were trying to sing Rock Lobster to him. They're like, Rock Lobster, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
Love Shack.
Love Shack would have done it.
Yeah.
So by the time we finished our food, which I had a meat platter, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I love lunch meat apparently, and this was delicious.
Yeah, I bruschetta.
That's right. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So we finished our food and we're going to leave, and they said bye to us at least. And I think I was nicer. I thought I was fine. I thought I was perfectly fine because I was focused on my knitting. But this woman,
no, because they started talking about us.
See, and I'm not
before
convinced.
We left.
So there was somebody walked in right before she started talking, and he sat down at the table and just went on his phone. He didn't look at a menu. He didn't look at the bar. Because she was making fun of, like, this one. I know. And this woman that was next to her, she's like, well, I come here when I'm by myself. I just read a book. And I'm like, well, now they're bitching because we're sitting here knitting and not talking to them. It's time. And see, I fully think they were talking about the man who just walked in and just sat down to do nothing at the bar at 8:00 at night. And they were like,
that's what you do. That's what you go to a bar to sit and drink. That's what you do.
And we bring our knitting with us. We do not want to be spoken to be perfectly honest.
I know.
It was.
Yeah. Then we went back, and then at 2:30 in the morning, we lost power in our cabin.
And we could not sleep.
We could not.
We just are an anxious ball of...
Something broke into our house and started eating our pizza. It could have been a field mice or a raccoon, we're not sure.
It definitely couldn't have been a raccoon. I did not see it leave. How would it have gotten in?
I don't want to know.
Anyways, if we didn't leave our pizza out, it probably would have been fine, but we forgot.
Yeah, that was the issue. On the pizza and nothing. We did.
And the problem too was, like, I don't know how we woke up to no power, like what woke us up.
Because it was pitch black.
I mean, but if we're sleeping, who fucking cares if it's pitch black? But that was the issue. Once we woke up.
There's a light. There was no light.
Yeah, it was pitch black. And we're like staring into the darkness, hoping our eyes will adjust, and it just never did. Just couldn't.
And I was hoping, and I was like, dear God, if my eyes adjust and there's a fucking person in this house, I will lose my shit.
We're trying really hard to not tell each other how scared we are that somebody's going to break in, and that's why the power is out, because somebody cut our lines to come and murder us.
Yeah, like all of that went through my head. All of it.
It was going through my head too, and I'm like, do not say it to her. Do not say it to her.
Yeah, I was like, will that make her feel, or will that make it worse, or do we just need to talk through our worries? Because in the end,
we half slept.
I 4 hours. I'm confident that there's a window up in the loft that I could have gotten through.
I could not have. There's no fucking way my hips would have fit through that. Think I would have been fine.
Through, and so I would have been fine.
I probably would have just kicked him.
The wall may have killed me, but we'd find out.
So we half slept lightly for a few hours, kept hoping that the sun would come up and make it a little brighter in there. With my flashlight on, I left the flashlight on my phone on all night, so there was some sort of light. And we listened to a lot of sleep stories to half sleep. Can we pause? I really gotta pee. I can't hold it, and you know this. You understand.
I do, yes. Oh my God, it's already 9:00.
Okay. So at this point, it's now 6:30 in the morning. And we're finally we're going to get up. And we're
we messaged the guy to ask if we can flush the toilet, because we had we had rules to follow when there was no power. Like, we couldn't flush a toilet or something. And he responded with, yes, you can. And the power won't be on until 10. And so we're like, peace out.
Thank you for that.
I think we got one toilet flush, and that was it.
I definitely flushed it more than once.
I never got an actual toilet flush by the time
I'm glad that I got the first one. You're welcome.
Yeah, yes. We had a lot of cheese.
A lot of cheese.
A lot of cheese.
Like a lot, yeah.
A lot.
So anyways, we left. It was probably like 9:00 when we left. We were exhausted. We needed coffee. So we went to a restaurant. Was that in Kingston?
We went back to Rhinebeck because we wanted to go to the candy shop.
That's right. We wanted to go to the candy shop. There's Samuel's Sweet Shop.
Yeah. It's just fun fact. It's owned by Paul Rudd and Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah. So if you like Ant-Man.
Or Denny from Grey's or Hillary from One Tree Hill. They all own it.
Yep.
I didn't realize that Hillary from One Tree Hill and Denny from Grey's Anatomy is married. I did not know that.
I did not.
I don't know her real name. She's beautiful. So
we went there. We spent a lot of money on candy. Everybody in my family was thrilled, though. They all said it was delicious.
No, I'm the only one that ate mine. I am not going to complain about that.
No, yeah. Because
chocolate covered Oreos with like a peppermint in between it and all dipped in chocolate. Like I got, and I got this shirt. I've always wanted a Rhinebeck shirt, and the sheep and wool was all sold out because we couldn't even get into we actually walked into the souvenir tent for the first time, and I think it was at 4 p.m. and there's literally nothing left.
And what was left, I'm like, this isn't something I would ever want.
Yeah. And so I went to so I got this from the sweet shop because it's blue and pink, and I'm like, oh, that's
cute,
kind of perfect.
And then we just walked down the street, and we went to the comic book store because that's Devon. Like
for my son.
She literally went in there like she owned the damn place, and I felt so out of place. But the owner was so nice too. Like he was welcoming and just didn't look at us like we were out of place and belong there.
There's a girl in the store.
Oh my god, don't make eye contact.
I have experienced like the Big Bang Theory, when like literally a girl walks in and the boys freak out. I have been that girl. I'm an engineer. I've been that girl all through college.
Yeah.
There was a boy, like, not to digress too much because this is almost 2 hours long, but like there was a boy in college who I was on a project team with, me, him, and another boy. I can't even remember his name, but this other kid didn't show up. So he literally wrote on a piece of paper and then passed it to me. And that's how we communicated.
Was that Leonard?
The other boy wasn't there to talk.
Who in the Big Bang Theory? Oh no. Who in the Big Bang Theory?
Raj.
That's it. I was like, this is gonna kill me. Who was it? That's so funny.
Yeah. I experienced Raj.
That's hilarious.
And so then we promised we wouldn't have a meeting without someone there who could help speak for him to me.
So, all that to say, we had a wonderful experience in this comic book store. He was not weirded out at all. He did kind of ask, like, well, why are you here? And we're like, oh, we're here for the Sheep and Wool Festival. And he said, oh, okay. Yeah. Stop on in, I guess. Get your Godzilla toys.
Yeah, and I'm a huge Godzilla fan. So in my Godzilla Mad Lib.
She literally walks in and she's like, this is a great selection. And it's got like 10 things. I'm like, what?
You have no idea. It was a huge selection of Godzilla. I had 90% of it already, but still. He had a lot of good books for the kids. That's why. A lot of good Godzilla books, which I don't normally find a lot of. I have to search high up though for that stuff. So
it was a good little shop, and they had like a 25-cent arcade in the back, which was cool.
Yeah,
it was a really cool shop. Yeah. Now that we know it's there and can be more prepared next year, maybe I won't.
Yeah,
maybe we can handle that. Yeah, and then we just made our trek back home. We stopped for Dunks a few times.
Yeah, because we were going to go to Webb's.
That's right.
Fun fact.
Yeah. Can't go to Webs on
we do
Sundays.
this every year because we don't spend enough yarn in New York. Let's stop at the America's largest yarn store in Massachusetts.
Well, the
on
thing
the way home, and
is,
every year on Sunday they're closed. So maybe next year.
Maybe. The thing is, though, you were looking for yarn for Tyler's sweater, and Webs would be the perfect place to get as much yarn as you need at a decent price without spending a lot.
Yeah. I'm going to attempt to make a cable knit sweater for my husband, and it's about 2,300 yards.
That's a lot of yarn.
A lot. And he wants it in white, like a cream. So it's not
he
even
wants it
fun.
in natural. He doesn't realize that's just a natural.
Yeah, it's natural. He's literally natural sheep wool.
He wants like a legit Irish cable sweater.
But he wants it to feel like it's made out of but he wants it to feel like it's made out of cashmere though.
Right.
So it's incredibly expensive. I love him. Not that much.
I was waiting. I'm like, do you know?
Not until I make myself a cashmere sweater.
Right? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think overall, we're already thinking about next year. I am, at least. I think it's hard to not think about next year because it's so much fun. I definitely, if you're going at any point, do not think you're going to get everything done. Like whether that's your projects that you're trying to like push and get done for Rhinebeck, or if it's all of the events that you want to go to, because we were really ready. We thought we were going to do them all, and it was like, nope, not going to happen. And then I think even too, last year we tried really hard to go to a lot of the meetups, and I think that made it harder for us to shop at Rhinebeck because we were so conscious of the time and where we had to be to meet people and finding those people. We did that a little this year, but really not enough to make it a stress, you know?
Well, and I think too, because we saw people we wanted to see on Friday.
Yeah,
so, like,
we did.
Wanted to see the Caddy Jacks girls at Rhinebeck. And there was a few other people that we specifically went to the hill just to see them.
Yeah.
To see if we would run into them, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think next year I would want to get all my shopping done and just, like you said, and just sit on the hill.
Yeah.
Or
and
maybe
honestly,
Sunday is like, we have not done Sunday either.
Right.
You know, like we could always just go first thing on a Sunday, you know? We haven't tried that and see, like, maybe the shopping's a little easier, because that's one thing we don't know too is how many of the vendors, Loopy made a comment to it about like, because they had almost no mohair left for selections, and I was eyeing one of their mohair sweaters. And the person made a comment like, oh, well, tomorrow maybe we'll have more, you know? So I don't know how many people save stuff for Sunday. You know, that's just something we'll have to kind of, maybe that's what we figure out next year is what's Sunday like.
I do think, I liked that I shopped for specific things in not specific vendors. I mean, I was kind of specific, right? But I didn't have a specific color in mind. So it was easier to be flexible and allow myself to not feel like I have to get to this vendor, I have to get this thing, or else it's all going to ruin my plans, right? Yep. It all worked out.
Like last year, I thought I went with more projects in mind, and I bought just for those projects. And this year, I didn't have that many projects in mind because I don't know. I just didn't want to do that this year. And so I went with almost nothing. And I felt like at Rhinebeck, I didn't see as much inspiration as I thought I would.
Yeah.
There. Like Loopy had samples out, but I felt like there wasn't a lot of vendors with a lot of samples. And I saw more of that on Friday. Yeah. And so here, the souffle top is going to haunt me. Because that was a mohair and a fingering weight held together. And it was like with a ruffle. And I'm like, oh God, no, I'm not making a ruffle out of mohair. I'll make an entire sweater out of mohair instead. You know? But the souffle
still has a ruffle, has a little bit of a ruffle at the bottom, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's only cut. Yeah. I know. Like I'm ridiculous, but the souffle top will haunt me. Not getting plies. Is going to haunt me.
Yeah.
As far as beautiful.
And I do think last year, a lot of those samples really influenced what we bought. And this year, like even last year at Cake, I bought a lot of bulky weight and fingering, and I think it was DK weight, so I could make the skeleton hat, the brioche reversible hat. Like I bought a lot of yarn just for that, and I think I made 2. Like it was just, and then I had a project in mind, but then I went to Plies and I saw her sweater, the Enchanted Forest sweater, and completely changed what I wanted to do. And this year, I just, like you said, maybe there weren't as many samples, but I just didn't feel like there were things that were inspiring me to buy shit I didn't need. And it was kind of nice, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, because like last year, I don't even think I brought it out. Last year at Cake is where I bought the Corey worsted and the worsted book. Like I pre-ordered the book and bought the yarn, and we had to wait a month for the book to arrive before I could even start it, which was actually really good because I got a ton of projects done in that time. But
I think for next year,
I don't know if you could hear Libby snoring.
No, I can't. I wish I could. That would make me happy. I think next year too, what I'm gonna do is I'm not going to pressure myself to make a Rhinebeck specific sweater. I am just going to knit all year round. I'm going to knit the things that I like, and then I'm going to put my favorite outfits together, and I'm just going to rock them all weekend. Because I feel like there was so much pressure to just get a fancy sweater to do that. Like it didn't even get done. And now I don't even want to finish it because I'm like, I already wore it to my thing. Meh. Whereas like this Green Gables sweater, I'm excited to wear there, but I know I'm going to wear it all year. I'm probably going to wear this. I also have a ripple tank that I need to finish. Like I just know that whatever I knit this year is just going to be, I think will be what I wear to Rhinebeck and call it my day.
And so make a Rhinebeck sweater. I just enjoy like knowing I made something specific for this event. And that's the first time it's going to be debuted is there.
Well, that's what this was going to be. This was going to be my Rhinebeck sweater. And then I finished it and I still had like 2 months until Rhinebeck. And I'm like, well, got to make something else. What?
That's why you don't cast on Rhinebeck till August.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure that I'll be knitting something that will get done right before Rhinebeck, so it'll work out. But I'm hoping to not put that stress on myself because that took a lot of brain power to just focus on knitting for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. I need to also, I think next year is figure out who is releasing things just for Rhinebeck. Who has a new pattern that released on the day of Rhinebeck? Because that seems to be a big thing. And there was better service this year at Rhinebeck. I could actually like post a story, which was surprising. Normally, like we have nothing for service there. Yeah. So like it was, I don't want to have to like, oh, what was that pattern? And like search for it or write it down or something like that. Like I want to know who will have it. So maybe the morning of Rhinebeck, I open my phone and look to see what their stuff is. But there was a lot of people who were like, I was like, oh, I love your scarf. Oh, thanks. It's the pattern I just released today. And I'm like, who are you? Okay. Yeah. Like you're meeting your people for the first time and it's like, wait a minute. Thank you. Yes. Cause like this girl, she told me her name. I think it was Cheryl. But that I go by Grandma Jane's Attic on Instagram and my name is Devon. You're not going to find me. You know what I mean? So it's, I think there's a lot of people that so
if people search Devon on Instagram, you'll come up because it's in your name.
Sure. I know. I get that, but you have to also spell my name correctly.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Yeah. I hear you. Okay. True. Yeah.
Yeah. It's most of us, our handles are different.
Yeah. So, and I also think next year, like we said, we'll go on Sunday, but to take more time to literally just sit and knit because we didn't sit on Saturday
at all. We didn't knit at any point. We only knit at Wool and Folk.
Yeah. At Wool and Folk. Yeah. Yeah, and at Rhinebeck, we really only sat to eat. Otherwise, we were walking around the whole time.
Yeah, we were.
At the Sheep and Wool. So I think next year, you know, keep it low key. If this is your first time going, don't try to pressure yourself. It's really easy to get swept up in the hype to buy all the things. And I mean, I love Rhinebeck because we get to support all of these local makers, you know. It's a great way for them to make money this at the end of the year. You know, people are not going to be buying as much yarn in a couple of months as they get ready to make all their gifts for the holidays. So I think it's a really good way to support them if you can. And if you can't, then that's okay. Just go and enjoy yourself and don't make it a pressure-filled experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good tips. Nice.
Well, is there anything else?
I don't know. As I was just thinking, I think that's it.
I think really the only other thing is if you want to go to Rhinebeck next year, keep it up, put it in your calendar for like January to start looking for places to book. Give yourself a reminder. And really all of the events that we went to and that we got tickets for, the tickets came out in like June. It was like end of June, early July. Know
if there was anything that was sold out.
Some of the Cake Palooza had some of the time slots sell out, but not all of them.
Exactly. Like there was still time slots left.
Yeah.
To go to. Like we could, because our time slot at Cake was at 2 and there were still tickets we could get for the 2 o'clock.
Now, I don't know, you know, they started the time slots last year because of COVID and they wanted to limit the amount of people. Wool and Folk didn't have time tickets, but Indie and Cake did. So I'm curious if that's something that they're going to keep doing I think it was a great idea. It really did limit the crowds. It gave you.
I really like it.
And I liked that Indie was like, hey, if you're like in the beginning, if you're in the first ticket round, you get some perks, you know, you get a bag full of swag. So I thought that was really good. I hope that they keep doing that.
Yeah.
It made it a lot easier.
I like it too. I like the time. I like it being timed. I do.
Yeah.
And because we weren't kicked out of Indie, but we had 5 minutes. We shopped our hour and a half. We shopped the entire hour and a half. So
yeah.
It was, and I think that was sufficient time.
Yeah. Because I think we went.
Because you could still stay at Indie, so they still had food and stuff. You just couldn't go on the marketplace anymore. Right. And so if you wanted to sit in a beautiful Indie, it was a beautiful equestrian place too.
Gorgeous.
You know, you could just sit in it there if you wanted to.
Yeah, they had tables set up. They had a tent, so there was shade if you wanted to sit under the tent. It was really nice. And they, like you said, they had food trucks. So we got coffee. We got some breakfast food. They also had lunch food as it got later in the day. So it was a good spot to just sit and hang, which I think is something that we need to plan in for next year, at least at the Sheep and Wool Festival itself. Because that's where everybody hangs out, is on the hill. And I would love to do that more. I think that would be fun. So,
yeah, no, I agree.
Overall, it's always a great trip. And I'm excited for next year already.
I know. I can't wait to see all the stuff we make from our buys too, though.
Yeah. So follow us on Instagram.
For sure.
Because that's where
progress.
I'm feeling really excited about all of my progress. So I will be posting. Hopefully it doesn't like wither away, you know, fizzle out. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. All right then. That's it. No, we'll have to do it again because it's way more fun with a person.
Oh yeah. I mean, even just listening to like our car conversations, I'm like, this is so much fun. People would love us.
We'll find out.
We are going to find out. Let us know.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Like and subscribe, as my son would say.
Oh my gosh, that's what Kennedy can say. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe for more.
They'll be like, down below, comment, like, and subscribe. Follow our channel.
Yeah. But everything we went over, I'll have in the show notes below. I also have a Ravelry show notes there too. So all the information will be there.
Cool.
There's always Instagram.
Always Instagram.
Always Instagram.
Okay, till next time.
Bye.